Today we are going to see three games from the My 60 memorable games. So let's start. The first game is between Fosky and Fischer. The game started with e4, e5, f4, e into f4, knight f3, g5, h4, g4, knight e5, knight f6. This is one of the main lines of the King's Gambit. If we see. La 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 la. 223 games. D4, D6, knight D3, knight E4, bishop into F4, bishop G7. So if we see that this is the King's Gambit accepted Kaiserski Gambit, Berlin defense, Rubinstein variation. Okay. Knight C3, knight into C3, B into C3, C5, black breaks the center, bishop E2, CD4, short castle, knight C6, bishop G4, short castle, bishop into C8, rook into C8, then queen to G4, F5. Now threatening to take the queen G3, white evades from the attack and attacks the D6 pawn. D into C3, black captures the free pawn. Rook A1, first going away from this poisonous diagonal and also developing the rook at the same time. Actually, Spassky won this game. It was one of Fischer's 3 losses described in his book. No, he didn't lose only 3 games in his career. There are in 60 games 3 losses described in this book. This is the second one of them. Yeah, I mean this Fischer versus Stahl was one, and then this Spassky versus Fischer. So, well, rook e1, king to h8, king to h1. Spassky masterfully tucks his king into the corner. Now, rook to g8, bishop into d6, bishop to f8, bishop e5 check, going back with the bishop, sometimes repeating moves, knight e5 check, queen e5 check, rook g7, blocking the queen's route, rook into f5, threatening rook f1 and rook into f8, queen into h4 check, getting a free pawn, king g1, getting away from the threat, queen g4, clever move. Now black wants to take on the g2, so rook f2, defending the g2 pawn, bishop to e7, developing the bishop, though it's too late, rook e4, attacking the queen and also developing the rook, queen g5, queen d4, not exchanging when you must know that you should not exchange queens when you are attacking, because the strongest attacker on the board is the queen. Rook f8, rook e5, rook d8, queen e4, getting away from the threat, attacking the g5 queen, queen to h4 and rook to f4. Now now black resigned because the queen has no squares to go where it is protected and also defends the e7 bishop. So everywhere the queen goes, the e7 bishop will be hanging. So this was the first game. Let's move on to the second one. The second game is between Gudmundsson and Fischer. The game started d4, knight f6, knight f3, d5, e3, g6, c4, bishop g7. Now knight c3, short castle, queen b3, standard opening developing moves, e6, bishop e2, knight c6, queen c2, getting back with the queen, Well, only 2 games have been played. What is this opening? Grunfeld defense, both with inquisition. Oh, really? D into c4, bishop into c4, e5, d into e5, knight to g4, attacking the e5 pawn, short castle. May seem a novelty in this, but not in this, because I will go to Leech's database. Now, knight c into e5 was played in the game. Knight into e5, knight into e5. Both sides changed a pair of knights. Bishop to e2, c6, f4. Now, well, knight to g4, h3, bishop f5, e4, evading the attack of the bishop and also attacking the bishop itself. Wait, what? Why are we taking Gudmundsson's side? We are Fischer. We are Fischer. So, well, let me quickly change the orientation. Okay. Never mind. Okay, so queen d4 check was played in the game. Checking the king, getting it away, and then knight f2 check. Now, rook into f2, queen into f2. Currently, after e into f5, white has a bishop and knight against the rook, but the attack is too strong. Bishop into c3, black first removes the defender of the e2 bishop, one defender of the two. B into c3, rook e8, attacking the pinned bishop on e2 by two forces. So it must have been moved. Now bishop to d3, rook to e1 check. Now infiltrating decisively, king to s2, queen to g1 check. Getting away with it again, and the king is forced to get out of safety. King g3, rook f8, bringing more pieces to the attack. Yeah, anything I learned from world champion Mikhail Tal's games is that bring your pieces to action. Then only you can do something in attack. Rook b1, g into f5, bishop to d2, rook into b1, queen into b1, bishop into b1, and then some moves are such moves that they force the opponent to resign, and this is one of them. Rook to e2, attacking the d2 bishop. If the d2 bishop moves to c1, then rook to e1 can be played, and then these both bishops are not. So, well, this was the game. Fischer versus Juve. Juve is a strong player. The fourth world champion. Okay. e4, c6, d4, d5, e d5, c d5, c4, knight f6, knight c3, knight c6. We are going from the opening little bit fast because everything there is in the middle game. This is the Pano attack, modern defense. Yeah. So, knight f3, bishop to g4. This is what? Pano defense, Pano attack, modern defense, Mises line. C d5, knight d5, queen b3, attacking the d5 knight, bishop into f3, g into f3, e6, queen into b7, knight into d4. So, well, here 736 games have been played. We can see some big names on the list. Bishop b5 check, knight into b5, queen c6 check, king to e7. Queen c6 check was good, forcing the opponent to get his king forward. Queen into b5, knight into c3, B into C3, threatening bishop to A3 check. Now queen D7, rook to B1, rook to D8, bishop E3, threatening bishop to C5 check and bishop to G5 check. Queen into B5, exchanging queens, rook into B5, rook to D7, evading the rook B7 check threat, and also protecting the A7 pawn. F6 was played, just king E2 was played, just bringing the king, and then rook HB1 and things like that. Okay, so 2579 average rating, can you believe it? F6, rook D1, rook into D1, knight into D1, king to D7, rook to B8, king to C6, bishop into A7. Now white fetches a pawn out of there. Now bishop E3, A4, A5, A6, A7, and A8 will be a threat. So G5, A4, bishop to G7, rook to B6 check, into D5, rook to B7 check, king to F8, rook to B8, bishop to G7, rook to B5 check, king to C6, rook to B6 check, king to D5, just repeating moves twice, and then A5. Decisive, A6, bishop B8, A7 threat, F5, bishop to B8, rook C8, A6, rook into C3, rook B5 check, king to C4, rook to B7, bishop to D4, rook to C7 check, king to D3, rook into C3 check, king into C3, bishop E5. So this was the game. Today the day is that the first ambulance in history in March 28, 1866 got into service. Well, the ambulance is very sharp system. Well, they have both things, yeah. A ambulance is that when a normal person gets injured of something, the ambulance takes care of him. Okay. So, well, these were the facts. When a normal person gets injured, the ambulance, there's a doctor in the ambulance which takes care and gives first aid, second aid, and how many aids to him. So, well, this was the game. See, this is an ambulance. Yeah, there is a siren, then the horn, and then there's the medication symbol. So, this was the game. I hope you guys don't forget to subscribe button and bell icon. Thank you.